Hi guys and Assalamu alaikum. I mentioned in my other video that there are two genders in Islam, male and female. And many of you mentioned that I must be talking about sex and not gender because gender is a social thing. Well, here's the thing. In Islam, sex and gender is the same. Your biological sex is your gender. So male and female, biological sex, and also as a gender, male and female. I also mentioned the exception of intersex. So today, let's talk about that in much more details. You guys, intersex is not classified as the third gender, but rather is treated as a medical condition. Intersex people are referred to as kunta in the Arabic language. Intersex basically means that a person is born with both male or female parts. To simplify it a little bit, it does get a little bit more complicated, but at the essence, they are born with both female and male body parts. And so intersex people can be broken into two types, ambiguous and unambiguous. Now, for unambiguous, there are a few telltale signs that Islamic scholars have used to determine the sex with the help of medical professionals. Now, keep in mind that these guidelines are according to Islam. I'm going to go through the guidelines with you guys, so bear with me. Here we go. If the intersex child urinates from the male genitals, it will be male. If it urinates from the female genitals, it will be female. If it urinates from both, preferences will be given to where it urinated from first. If one still cannot distinguish the sex and no other sign points towards this gender, one will have to wait and see as the child reaches the age of puberty. Now, once the child has reached the age of puberty or has become an adult, if that person is able to have intercourse with the male genitals, then he's a male. If the person is unable to have intercourse with the male genitals but grows a beard, he will be male. If the person is unable to have intercourse as a male, nor able to grow a beard, rather grows breasts like women, then she will be a woman. If breasts do not grow, but the person experiences menstruation, then she will automatically be a female because only females can experience menstruation. If the person does not experience periods, nor grows breasts, nor a beard, and is able to have intercourse as a woman, she will be a woman. If the person does not have intercourse like a woman, nor grows breast or beard, then he's a man. Lastly, if the person experiences wet dreams like a man, aka by semen coming from the male genitals, then he's a male. Okay guys, now these are some very simple guidelines and they may or may not fit all of the intersex people. And the matter might be a lot more complex than this. So then the rulings will be based on more of a case-by-case study. But once it is absolutely crystal clear that a person is a genetic male, then any feminine characteristics exhibited by the body will be considered as a defect. Then one can undergo surgery and hormone therapy to remove the female characteristics, as one is simply correcting a natural defect. The same applies to an established genetic female exhibiting masculine characteristics. Now let's pause here for a bit and make it absolutely crystal clear that this is something very different from transgenders. Transgenderism or gender dysphoria is when an individual feels she is in the wrong body. So a male born with all male parts believes that they are actually a female, cannot be categorized under the kunta category, and cannot undergo surgery or hormone therapy because according to Islam, that has more to do with a person's mental state rather than a physical one. So for that, the person may seek therapy, but not the gender-affirming care that's offered nowadays. And the person cannot make drastic changes like surgery or hormone therapy because the person is born with either male or female. So it is absolutely crystal whether they are a man or a woman. They cannot just simply change their gender that they believe that they should have been born with. That's not a natural defect. Now lastly, the ambiguous intersex is a bit more complicated because in these cases, both male and female characteristics are present equally. They're considered kunta mushkil, translated as complicated intersex. And there are some very, very specific rules regarding them as well. And again, we'll go on case by case study. Now on a side note guys, I would like to clarify because kunta is often confused with mukannat. And while the words share the same root, later refers to effeminate males. They are those who are born as males, so they're absolutely male. They are men, but behaves like a woman in gentleness, speech, appearance, movement, etc. But they are born that way. So technically, they are still considered males, and there's absolutely no confusion about them being male, and they're not categorized as the third gender either. Many people confuse mukannat to mean transgenders, but that is factually incorrect. So the guidelines on intersex individuals are to establish the sex in case of abnormality. For example, they're not applicable when it's already established, as is the case with mukannat or with transgenders. So I hope this matter is a little bit more clarified for you regarding the intersex. If you have any more questions, comment below and I'll try my best to answer them for you. And lastly guys, this video is strictly for educational purposes to inform the public about the Islamic stance on intersex. I would hope this was helpful. Okay, bye.